Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about UHFs and the antennas and all that behind that. I'm not going to go too deep into it, and I'm just going to tell you what I know and the experiences I've had with UHFs and all that. First off, we're just going to talk about the antennas. I'm just going to give you some tips as well with these antennas. So I've got two different types of antennas on the car. I've got this type. Don't ask me what type they are, I'm not sure. But I got this one, and it's just bolted straight to the bull bar, and it's got the little absorber string there as well. I've had this one for like 8 years and it's still going, so I have had to replace this top part though. I'll explain a bit more on that in a minute. And over here, this one's a new one, and this one's spring loaded at the bottom. It's also got a little bit of a twisty thing there as well, and it's like heat shrunk all the way down here as well. Now the problem with these metal antennas on bull bars is they don't absorb the shock, especially on corrugated roads. It's just like that. Now it's great, but the problem is it's too much for these steel antennas. I'm not sure what the fiberglass ones are like, but with these what happens is the structure just vibrates and rattles to pieces. This one's really easy to explain. What happens is it gets stressed here, and it actually cracks the antenna. This part of the antenna actually snaps off. Now what you want to do is, whenever you buy a new one and you're going off-road, this is mainly off-road and corrugated roads, is you want to get some black electrical tape, and you want to wrap it around all the joins, especially the bit where the antenna actually feeds in. You can't see it because I've taped it, but that's what you want to do. Now the great thing about the tape is that if it did snap, it would just fall off and bang on your bonnet. If you did not have the tape, it would just snap off and go on the floor, and you'd be driving along, you wouldn't see it, and it's gone forever. And now these things cost like 30 bucks, so a bit of electrical tape saves you 30 bucks. Now this one's brand new, and because it had the spring, I was like, maybe it's not going to do it. So I didn't tape it at first, and the first corrugated road I went on, it snapped off. This top bit snapped completely off, and I saw it, so I was keeping my eye on it because I was watching it do that, and it does that as well. So I caught it, pulled over, grabbed it, and I super glued it back on. This one I could super glue back on, and then I've also just wrapped it around. The tape doesn't do anything to interference and all that, so tape them. That's about it really. I don't really have much else to say. When you're running the cable, I just run it through the bonnet bay and keep away from all the exhausts and hot areas and all that, because you don't want to melt the cable. But I just ran it straight in there, really easy to install. So we'll go inside now and have a look at the radios. I've got two to talk about. I've got the RIDGE RYDER and the Oricon. So we'll go inside now and have a look. Alright guys, so here we are inside the cab. I've just mounted the radio just in my footwell. There's heaps of places you can mount it, but this is what works with us. And I can easily grab the radio and talk to people. So it's a good spot for me. So what the great thing about these little radios is, it's really easy to install. The cables come with fuses, so you shouldn't be able to burn the car down. So for DIY installation, it's really good. What I liked about the RIDGE RYDER over the Oricon is the actual speaker is a heap better. It's a lot better. The Oricon was that bad that I had to buy an external speaker. I'll go over that in a minute. But yeah, I'm really happy with the RIDGE RYDER one. And it goes up to 80 channels as well, same as the Oricon. They'll both go up to 80 channels. You never really need it. The only channels I'll ever be on is like 18 or 40, and if I'm with someone else, I'll probably duck to like somewhere in the 30s. So yeah, with the handheld bit, I prefer the RIDGE RYDER one again, because when I pick it up, you can change the channels here, but it's harder to do that. Because when you pick up the thing, you don't want to change channels if you want to talk to someone. And I found with the Oricon, when I picked it up, I'd accidentally bump the button and it changed channel, and that would just make me angry. because I'd go to talk to someone and Amy would have to rigmarole about it with that. But yeah, like I said, don't want to go into too much details. You can change the color of the screen, you can scan. It's your basic UHF, you don't need anything else. So really cheap, really easy to install. So we'll come over here now and talk about the Oricon. Stop legging. Alright guys, so over here we've got the Oricon. As you can see, it's like the exact same unit, same size, same everything. Now, I've already gone, here's the external speaker. I went out and bought, that's 30 bucks, and that makes it louder as the speaker's really crap. So this radio it's like 5-6 years old now, so it's still going, which is good. The one thing that I don't like about this radio is this button. You got to press and hold to turn on. Oh Jesus, who's talking on it? And to change channel, you can't just turn it. Turning it changes the volume. So to change channel, I've got to like,
get your point.
I don't know how we're getting people on the radio because we're in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, but yeah, to change the radio, you got to press it and change it. I don't know. It's a pain in the bum because everything's on that one dial. I'll just turn that off. Alright, now the great thing about the RIDGE RYDER one is the volume is on that turn dial, and to change channel it's the up and down arrows. So in terms of ease, especially when you're driving and you need it, you know, the RIDGE RYDER kicks ass over the Oricon. Definitely recommend that one over that one. I know I've only had the RIDGE RYDER for like less than a year, but still, just the features, I prefer it a lot better. Alright, so another great piece of communication equipment, and this is so that me and Amy can talk to each other while we're winching out of stuff, or helping another person out. These 1 watt radios. Now these reach up to like a couple of kilometers, so, oh yeah, so it's up to 8 kilometer range. Now that'd be just in a straight line with no matins. If you've got matins in the way, you ain't gonna get 8 kilometers. But they come in this handy little case, which is great. It keeps them all protected and padded. You got your charger, your 240 volt charger, and also you can plug in 12 volts, so you can charge it whenever you need to. You get the 2 radios, obviously, and that's it really. It's a nice little case. Comes with the batteries, so you put them in, undo it, put it in, and then clip it back on. Clipping it back on's a little fidgety. Give me a second. There you go. Good as gold. So yeah, these are great for winching and all that. I'll just show you what it's like now with Rusty in the car. I'll talk to her and she'll talk to me.
Testing. Do we have a cattle dog Kelpie? Over.
Over.
Alright, so really simple to use. If you've got kids, you can give one to your kids while they're off playing in the bush, and that way you can talk to them, tell them to come home for dinner and all that. So that's another use for it. As well, me and Amy, we use it on the work site. Over at the station as well, we used it to talk to each other when we were doing switchboards. So it's just a really handy piece of equipment, and they're not expensive either. So really happy with these. So that about wraps it up with the nitty gritty and all that. These things are great. If you travel in Australia, if you're a weekend warrior, definitely get one. If you're on the channel, like channel 18 and channel 40, try to keep it to a minimum. Being on the road, there's a lot of people just chatting on channel 18 and channel 40, and it comes to a point where you got to turn off your radio because the other people are taking over and talking the whole time. And by doing that, we don't get to hear the truckies and all the overtaking and all that. So just try and keep the noise to a minimum on 18 and 40. But if you're on your other channels, obviously make sure you're not on an emergency channel. They'll be listed in your local directories and stuff. You just Google that. That'll be simple to find, I'm sure. But yeah, stick to a channel that you know is good and you can talk all day on it. You know, no one's going to bother you. So yeah, like I said, you got to get it. Got to get this equipment. It's really good. Yeah. Alright, we're going to pack up now and get out of this gravel pit, and we're heading north to escape from the cold, so I'm going to turn the radios on and get going.